Hi everyone, and welcome back to Redhead Rumble, the one channel on this bloody platform that talks to you solely through opinion-based content, and there is no bias held here at all. Redhead Rumble, if you know, get to know. So today we're going to be talking about what the fuck is happening in the heavyweight division in boxing. It's been a crazy few weeks after watching Parker dismantle Bacoli in 2 rounds. I mean, where did Bacoli go? I mean, was the plane driver bought off? He's still got AJ Dagba in May, which is good for Bacoli because he made sure that was secure before he took the Parker fight. He saved the show, really, but the performance didn't. It was fucking terrible. It's understandable, though. But where the hell is Daniel Dubois? Ever since pulling out that fight with Parker, he's been seen once, which was at the Boxing Board of Control's, or should I say the British Boxing Board of Control, their award ceremony in London. He turned up, sat down with whoever he was with, and then he was actually Male Fighter of the Year. He left before he even got his award. Now, that's the best award you can pick up at these events. So I don't understand what the motive was there. Maybe he weren't feeling well, whatever. Has he been sick ever since? I mean, I'd be sick as a dog if I lost, close to 12 million not fighting Joseph Parker a couple of days before, especially after a training camp. So if that's the case, get well soon, Daniel. I also understand he's never been that outspoken. So I don't know why I'm expecting anything, but I feel like we should get something as the boxing public from Daniel just to say, I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm still boxing. I'm still hitting the bags. Don't worry, my orbital's not smashed up again. Don't worry about it. I'm back. I'll be back. I want to fight Usyk, which I think should be a Usyk's next fight, to be honest with you, because they need to run back that rematch. In my opinion, again, my opinion only. Another mad thing, and you have to say it's come from the most likeable man in boxing, the most humble, generous, I think I'm in love with him, man in boxing, Joseph Parker. He's my fighter of the year. He's been my most underrated fighter of the year for a couple of years now. People sleep on Joseph Parker and it's downright disrespectful. The stuff he's been doing with Andy Lee in the background is absolutely insane, and finally it's reaping its rewards. Look at the way he dismantled Zhang, Wilder, and need I go on? Really? Did he get beat in the Joshua fight? I think the referee, to be honest with you, was very, very, very interested in putting on a pair of gloves and getting involved himself. He was a shit referee that night. I can't remember. He was definitely foreign. He weren't British. I can tell you that. Dillian Whyte, did he get beat by him? I don't know, I don't know. The 12th round, obviously. But I think that Joseph Parker is one of the best boxers. He's one of the better guys for the sport. I feel like he does nothing wrong. He doesn't talk loads of shit. And when he does, he has fun with it. Just look at what he did. He's so intuitive with his social media. Look at the call-out video he did with Usyk where he's singing that song. It's absolutely class. It's class. I've never seen anything like it. Obviously, the WBO have called out Usyk for him as well. Now, again, good fight, Parker Usyk. It's a big fight. It's going to be in Saudi Arabia, so they both make as much money as possible. I do think that Dubois should fight Usyk first, but I have no problem with Parker fighting Usyk either. Absolutely no problem. If anything, it's thoroughly deserved. Those two are the top 2 at the moment underneath the champion, in my opinion. And if Usyk goes another direction and decides to fight someone else like Caballel, then Parker Dubois would be the fight to make. Again, my opinion. Which lastly brings me on to what actually is going on in this heavyweight division. It's been a few weeks now since Chisora won his fight against Otto Wallin, where Otto Wallin decided to run like a girl away from him until the last round where he started throwing a few punches. What's Chisora going to do for his last fight? His last fight is going to be in Saudi Arabia. So he said he wants to fight Usyk. He brought out them cards at the end of a fight like an absolute ding-dong head and decided that he'd let the crowd decide. Usyk won, apparently. But let's just go through a couple of fighters that we know that he's not going to fight. Joe Joyce, absolutely not. Absolutely not. He got battered by him. Absolutely mullered by Chisora. Dillian Whyte, absolutely no. Shouldn't be fighting anymore. Disgraced in the sport. Cheater. Repeated cheater. Absolutely not. No chance. Don't even give him the payday at all. Anthony Joshua. Possibility at Wembley or Tottenham. That would be a good fight. I'd tune in for it. I'd tune in for any of them, to be honest with you. Just not Dillian Whyte. And yeah, I do think that fight would be pretty big. You know. What I will say is that I expect Joshua Fiore to be made 110%. I think Fiore's got more than one fight left in him. He's been retired now for, what, 3, 4 months, 5 months. It all came from when they did the Ring Magazine Awards. That's when he announced it on the day to try and ruin it. I think Fury will come out of retirement for Joshua. If the money's right, I know he's earned millions, but I think if the money's right, he'll come back 110% to fight Joshua. It's going to be a 2-fight deal. One up in Manchester, one down in London, 100,000,000%. And then Usyk. Obviously, Chisora mentioned Usyk. In the first fight of them in COVID, I actually thought Chisora gave a better account of himself than Joshua both times and Fiore in the second fight. Chisora was close to beating Usyk that night. And I know you're going to be like, oh, boxing, different game, you know, you don't get a hit or whatever. Chisora hit Usyk in the body more times than Softmake, 100%. So if you fought Usyk, I'd definitely tune in for that. But let's have it right. Can we just get Del Boy to retire after this one? We know he wanted to get to 50. He said it was his last dance in England. And he goes, I'm going for another one. Just Del Boy. Count your blessings now. You're lucky that you're not in a bad way. Like we've seen, again, the past month or so. A couple of fighters have died, left with really bad injuries. Chisora's like 41, 42. This sport is a young man's sport, even in the heavyweight division. It's not like goalkeepers in football. You know, your head's getting chunned into every single week. So I just hope Chisora doesn't go on too long. I'd like this to be his last fight. Let's see if he can get a world championship shot. Fantastic. As a voluntary, because it's never going to be mandatory. Although he is quite high up in the rankings, actually, to be fair to him. You're 41, 42, a bit like Zhang. Don't fight too much, lads, because, you know, it starts to get pretty serious if you get a bad injury. So, yeah, that's that. Well, guys, if you have enjoyed this video, be sure to like, let me know what you think in the comment section below, and to subscribe to the channel, where we're keeping up with the boxing news, MMA shortly, and yeah, everything else boxing. Anything else that's padded gloves, 5 AM runs, and everything in between the ring. Before the bell and after the bell will be a Redhead Rumble. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Sayonara, ciao, arrivederci.